Oil prices have surged back above $100 per barrel as the U.S. announces plans to blockade Iranian imports in response to failed peace talks. The move comes after weeks of tense negotiations, led by U.S. Special Envoy Robert Malley and Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, aimed at reviving the 2015 nuclear deal. However, the talks ultimately broke down due to disagreements over Iran's ballistic missile program and its support for militant groups in the region. The blockade is seen as a significant escalation of pressure on Tehran, which has already faced crippling sanctions imposed by the US and its allies. Looking ahead, investors will be watching closely to see how this development impacts global oil markets and the potential for further conflict in the Middle East. Hungary's parliament has been dissolved after a historic election in which voters overwhelmingly rejected the 16-year rule of far-right Prime Minister Viktor Orban. In a surprise turn of events, the TISA party's Peter Magyar secured victory, running on a pro-EU platform that resonated with many Hungarians. This shift in power marks a significant departure from Orban's nationalist agenda, which had been a hallmark of his rule. The election's record turnout suggests a strong desire for change among Hungarian citizens, who are now looking to a new era of governance. Looking ahead, the implications of this shift will be closely watched as Magyar navigates the complexities of leading a country with a unique history and cultural identity. Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban has lost his majority in the country's parliamentary election, marking a significant shift in the nation's politics. Peter Magyar's centre-right party won 134 seats, surpassing Orban's Fidesz party's 117 seats. This outcome comes after years of criticism from the EU over Hungary's reliance on cheap Russian oil and petrol, as well as its refusal to provide Ukraine with a crucial loan under an EU agreement. Orban has long been seen as a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, which has further strained his relationship with the EU. The election result paves the way for Magyar to form a new government, potentially leading to a more pro-EU stance in Hungarian politics. Looking ahead, it remains to be seen how Magyar's centre-right party will navigate Hungary's complex relationships with Russia and the EU, particularly given the country's significant energy imports. California's gubernatorial race took a dramatic turn yesterday as top contender, Katie Porter, dropped out of the running amidst allegations of sexual misconduct. 5 years after Porter left her former boss's staff, she met him for drinks at a gala and claimed to have pushed him away, telling him no. The incident is part of a growing list of claims made against Porter's ex-boss, which also include accusations of harassment and unwanted advances. Porter's decision to quit the race comes as the scandal has gained momentum, with several high-profile endorsements for her former boss being rescinded. As the investigation into these allegations continues, it remains to be seen how this will impact the future of California's gubernatorial election. Looking ahead, the question on everyone's mind is whether Porter can recover from the setback and still have a chance at winning the nomination. Rory McIlroy has won his second Masters tournament, becoming the first player to repeat at Augusta National since Tiger Woods in 2001-2002. The Northern Irishman emerged from a tight pack of contenders to claim the title, joining an elite group of golf icons that includes Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods. McIlroy's victory marked a remarkable turnaround after trailing by 3 shots on the front 9, but he dug deep into his mental reserves to rally and post a 1-under par round of 71. His winning score of 12 under 276 was just 1 stroke better than Scottie Scheffler, who finished second. Looking ahead, McIlroy's back-to-back Masters titles will cement his status as one of the greatest golfers of all time, while also raising questions about whether he can continue to dominate in the majors. The U.S. has announced a naval blockade of Iran, sparking a surge in oil prices past $103 a barrel. The move, made by President Donald Trump on Sunday, will block all ships from entering or exiting the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for global oil supplies. This development comes as tensions between the U.S. and Iran escalated over the weekend, with ceasefire talks collapsing. The blockade threat has injected new turmoil into financial markets, with Asian stocks falling in response to the news. Oil prices have risen sharply, driven by concerns about potential disruptions to global supply chains. Looking ahead, investors will be watching closely for any signs of how this development affects oil production and exports from Iran, which could have far-reaching implications for energy markets worldwide.